you all. I am Tony Bobo Schwartsky, your interim commissioner for the week. I'll be temporarily filling in for your commish of the year. He is currently on vacation in Nantucket with his new pal, Field Yates. Today I will be providing you with the state of the league as we kick off the 2017 MFL season. If we run out of time today and I don't get to your questions, you can reach me at www.bobo@themflinsiders.com. It's a pleasure to be with you guys here in the room, up close, just watching the commish of the year from here. You watch him now on the screen. There is diversity in his background. It's helping him a lot. Voted the best chiropractor in his community. Voted the fantasy football commissioner of the year. And here he is, having the time of his life. Now, before we talk about the teams and the managers, I have a special announcement to make. I am introducing a new form of fantasy football for the 2018 season. You've all heard of the PPR. As a matter of fact, when I first heard of the PPR, I thought it was like a BLT. I thought it stood for the pepperoni and the pastrami on rye sandwich. That's not the case. As you know, and I know, that the PPR stands for the points per reception. It's that format in fantasy where you reward the players for doing what they're supposed to do. Now, I'm surprised that people aren't trying to get points for the quarterback to throw the ball. I'm surprised that in today's world that we're not getting points for our players for just putting on their jock. As you can see, I'm not down with the PPR. What I am down with is the new format I am introducing, and that is the OPP. I am down with the OPP. Yeah, you know it. And the OPP stands for the other people's players. So you play the game. You play the game in the same normal format. Whatever format you want. But you now have an opponent's flex position on your team, where you get to play the opponent on the you get to play with a player on your opponent's bench who scores the most. So if your opponent benches a player and they screw that player, guess what? You get the points. Who's down with the OPP? So if you're interested in this OPP format, let me know so we can get this thing started. And now, I'm going to break down the league. Now it is time for the preseason MFL predictions from the Commish. Power rankings start now. Hall of Famers number 12. Good core of young players with some potential. But he's missing some depth and some grit that a guy like Julian Edelman would provide. Unfortunately, it'll be a long season, but he can rest his head knowing that he's been to places in fantasy that none others have been to. He's been to the mountaintop of the fantasy football world, so it's okay. Now, number 11, Jackpot. If he showed up to the draft more often, he'd have teams like he had last year. Unfortunately, this year he sends this representative who clearly did not know his strategy, because Jackpot had 2 keepers or receivers. But this guy that he sent drafted James White, Terrence West, Jonathan Stewart, and CJ Forsyth to be running backs on his team. He drafted suspended Willie Snead. Some theorized that Mile High was so threatened by Jackpot's triple crown run last season that he has influenced the appointed representative of Jackpot to a point where he drafted bad players. So Jackpot, sorry, it's a long season ahead for you. And team number 10, Team RPM. With Russell Wilson, Michael Thomas, and DeAndre Hopkins, and DeMarco Murray, it's got a chance. Now, if he can move a healthy Andrew Luck at some point during the season, get some more depth, that will be good. Unfortunately, picking another kicker and defense in the rounds of a draft where you're supposed to be picking up depth is going to end up getting this guy again. Always suffers from depth issues because he's always picking the first kicker. Record 5-8. Number 9, Chappie 74th. Chappie's got an excellent stable of wide receivers with Evans and Jeffrey and Bryant and Crowder and Matthews and Gronk at tight end. With Stafford at quarterback and a promising rookie in Dalvin Cook, he's got a chance to compete. Unfortunately, he's going to need something out of Mark Ingram, Paul Perkins, or another running back to compete at a high level. Record 5-8. BRC Bulldozers. Excellent core of running backs with David Johnson, Leonard Fournette, Carlos Hyde, and Amir Abdullah. Underachieving wide receivers Allen Robinson, Sammy Watkins will need to step up. This team is led by quarterback Andy Dalton. So, I don't know what else to say except his keepers, Johnson and Robertson. If they go down, ouch! It's going to be a long season. The Bulldozers are going to get bulldozed by the rest of the MFL. 7-6 record for the Bulldozers, unless something goes bad. Let's hope nothing goes bad. Number 7, risky business. Just another one step away from the playoffs. He's got a couple of vets in quarterback with the GOAT and a guy that looks like he's eating a couple of goats, Big Ben Roethlisberger. With Tom Brady and Ben, the other roster is a stable roster. Baldwin, Keenan Allen make up a good wide receiver duo, and it's a left side with McCoy, Crowell, and C.J. Anderson. It's a formidable trio running back. He's got the managerial skills to make this happen. He's a 2016 Toilet Bowl winner. 6-7. JL Showtime. Actually, I said 6-7-6 for them Bulldozers. They're not getting 7-6 or 6-7 too. Risky is at 7, and he's going to be 6-7, and JL Showtime is going to be 7-6. He's got. If this ranking was just based on his roster, I don't know. But he's JL Showtime. He's a winner, and winners win. Sometimes when they usually win and they score more points. His success solely rests on the shoulders of Jameis Winston. He has 2 wide receivers, Julio Jones and Devontae Adams, that are of quite worth, a lot of bit of good worth in those two receivers. He's got a stable RB of running backs that continue to look like they're going to contribute, and that's an uphill battle though, because we're talking about a league that doesn't reward mediocrity. So JL Showtime is JL freaking Showtime, and he's less than mediocre. He's more than mediocre. No, I don't even know. I just want to say JL Showtime's a good player. So, number 5, Mile High Star. The MFL's all-time leading scorer has an excellent managerial array of talents. And he's going with Cousins, Demaryius Thomas, and Lamar Miller. It's got to come down to what he can get out of Gurley, rookie Kareem Hunt, and Jordan Reed. Overall, wide receiver depth is a question, but he's got several bodies to choose from. And we got a 7-6 record for the Mile High. And at number 4, Spinal Tappers. Balance is the theme to this roster. For once, Spinal Tappers does not have glaring weaknesses that put him out of the pack like normal. Cam Newton and Phillip Rivers is a strong duo at quarterback to mix and match based on matchups. Brown, Cooks, Tyreek Hill is a solid trio at wide receiver. And right now he is thin at running back, but he can manage a couple early season wins because when Doug Martin comes back for the home stretch to be added with Mike Gillislee and Adrian Peterson, that's not too bad. He got 2 adequate tight ends in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Viking and Orange Julius Thomas. And this roster is anchored by the greatest defense assembled since the 1985 Bears. At number 3, Idiots Revenge. If Elliott gets off without missing any games, the Idiots are a playoff team. Rodgers and Elliott make the greatest duo in the history of football, aside from Coach Ditka and Buddy Ryan. Wide receiver is a weak spot. However, he has a group of running backs in this league. And if he can make some trades and enhance that wide receiver position, he'll be competing for a top 2 season and the King's Cup for most points. Jordan Howard is likely to run for 2,500 yards and could easily score 30 touchdowns. Idiot's Revenge, 8-5. Number 2, King Fantasy. Breeze, Beckham, Gordon, Kelsey are as good as it gets when it comes to core players. Superior management with King Fantasy and a roster with tons of upside in young players. You know, if you can get contributions from Marshawn Lynch and Eddie Lacy and finding a wide receiver number 2, he's got a good chance. But the concern is the depth at wide receiver and running back needing to step up and break out. His reach for Samaje Perine, not good. Not good at all. And picking Eddie Lacy, that's about the biggest boneheaded move I ever seen someone do. At number 1, effing Eddie. Steady effing Eddie. Okay? You got the number 1 keeper duo in the league with Ajayi and Nelson. But they are without some question. Now he's got an excellent duo at quarterback with Matt Ryan. And I didn't mean to say excellent because you got Eli Manning on his team. But he's got 2 strong running backs without much depth. But that seems to be how effing does it. He's got the best starting lineup in the game with depth issues. His wide receivers drop off after Benjamin and Nelson. He's got Fitz, and it just drops. And he's got a solid tight end, Greg Olsen, that he always goes with. His concerns are just depth at wide receiver and running back, which is the strongest and most balanced roster in the league. And he should compete for the number 1 seed and the King's Cup for the most points. And that's it for the MFL Power Rankings 2017 preseason edition. Best of luck to you, and we'll see how it goes this week. Good luck.